Hi guys, thank you
Hello.
so
Hello.
much
How
for
you doing?
coming,
Thank
Michael,
you.
Spike, Brian, and George and Zurich. Welcome to the Beyond Cinema studio at
Thank you.
Sundance. Michael, this film is about growing up and growing apart. What was the impetus for it?
Just from what I observed during me growing up and me seeing me transition into adulthood and friends that I observed where they would stay back and just observing my community, basically.
So was there, did you have a friend in a similar situation to this?
I would watch other friends, yeah. And I would take from different aspects of my life. Like Lewis's character wasn't based totally on my life. It was just me observing other people.
And your previous short films, did they deal with any of the same subject matter, or is this totally new?
Yeah, this is the first one,
Totally new. Spike, what attracted you to this film?
Well, number one, it's a very good film, and also Mr. Larnell is a student of mine. He goes going to be a grad. This is his thesis film. So I'm a professor at NYU Graduate Film School, and so
Yet
he was one of my students.
Another amazing thesis film coming out of NYU.
Not USC. Say it again.
Yet another great thesis film coming out of NYU.
Thank you.
What was it like when the first time you guys met and talked about this particular project?
Well, I liked his second year film, and Michael told me. Why don't you tell the story?
Yeah, well, I showed him my second year film. He liked it. Then I showed him like a part of the script for the thesis, and I applied for it like a grant. He gives out a grant every year, and I applied for it, and I was lucky to be one of the winners of the awardees of the grant. So, yeah.
At the premiere today. Well, first off, how was the premiere today? How are you guys feeling right now?
I'm still taking it in. I'm
Still trying to breathe.
And that's not from walking up the hill.
Right. Both maybe. Both play that part.
Yeah. And you guys?
I feel great.
Yeah,
I feel great.
You feel great, man. I was getting good feedback at the end, so yeah, it's exciting.
Definitely.
Wonderful. So I was going to say at the beginning when they introduced the film, the woman introducing it said, this reminds me of some of the early genius of Spike Lee. How does that make you feel?
I almost broke down. No, for real. I mean, it was like, yeah. I mean, come on. I'm coming from St. Louis, Missouri. And you don't. I didn't expect that when I started making films. I just love to make films, and to hear that, I was like, wow.
To the actors, the new actors, what was it like being in your first film, coming from a non-acting background? I'm assuming you all, right?
Yes.
My first film.
My
First film.
yeah.
Well, whoever wants to take the floor, tell me about that.
It was my first film. It was I was doing a little modeling, so I just saw them show it on the news that they had a film casting for a film, and I just said, well, I'm gonna go for that. And I just shot the film doing my best, not expecting, for it to do anything. I was just focused on, hey, let me build this character and play this role and do my best. And what came from it was this, so I'm very happy. I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's new, it's tight, it's fun.
I always had a passion for acting, but living in St. Louis, I didn't have many outlets to pursue acting. So when the opportunity came around, I just sunk my whole soul into it so I could really involve myself and get the best experience from it.
Yeah, I had no previous experience, just like Zurich did, and I saw the same advertisement on the news. So I was like, oh, why not, go do it. And then if that wasn't enough to get the role in the film, it's Sundance, and it just keeps going, and it's getting better and better.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what was the casting process like? It sounds like you put out an ad, and how many people did you get?
Like we had email submissions, so like thousands of those. And we went through them, and we probably brought in like 200 or 300 for it. Yeah. And then from there, I picked the best ones that resembled the characters. And they were really close, like in their natural behavior, they were really close to the characters.
The film takes place in St. Louis. You're from St. Louis. All you guys are. What was important to you to capture about St. Louis? And also, two-part question, kind of, was there ever any desire to go outside of getting actors from outside of St. Louis?
No, I was going to cast there, and just by me shooting there is going to capture it anyway. Just the way their dialect is. Just me being there.
There's a definite dialect from St. Louis.
I feel like I know it now. Not that I could do it, but yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So, Spike, you were here last in 2012 with Red Hook Summer, correct?
Yes.
As a director.
Mhm.
It's got to be a different experience coming back as an
Well,
EP.
I mean, I've been here before with the Past and the Strange, the Broadway play. So I'm a big believer in independent cinema, and I just want to give another shout out to Robert Redford, because you know it was his ideal. He's made this all possible and going strong. So and independent cinema needs a festival like Sundance.
Did you guys get to meet Robert Redford?
Not yet.
Not yet, so you will?
I will one day. I will.
One day. Could be this
You
weekend.
never know.
So in this film, you break the fourth wall in a way, and you do this. I mean, when it opened, I was like, oh my gosh, is this a doc? I didn't realize. Talk about that and tell me, was that always part of the narrative for you?
It wasn't a part at first, but then I had so much backstory of the characters. I needed a way to bring out the information. So I saw She's Gotta Have It, and I actually did a particular interview style for like a pitch video where I talked to the actors in that same format. So then I decided to bring it back in the movie, and just to make it work.
And St. Louis is obviously so personal to you, and I think there was something about the rate. Did you guys use a local radio station, incorporate that into the film as well?
Yeah. I used, yeah.
What other sort of what other resources did you pull from your hometown and incorporate into the film?
Mainly the casting, the music big time. I use all local indie music down there, and from rap groups, R&B, gospel, rock, just all of it. Yeah.
And talking about the drug culture there, is that I'm assuming that's something that you've experienced on your own and seen it,
Right.
and that's why you incorporated it into the film.
Yeah. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just
Right, everywhere.
it's here in Park City.
Yeah. There's some Molly here. I'm assuming there's Molly somewhere.
Somewhere.
But the other film I saw yesterday, Dope, deals with Molly, but in Inglewood, in California.
Yeah, exactly.
They call it Lily, I think. So maybe
Not
we'll have to
sure.
try and some
Different names, same thing.
Right.
thing. Well,
Same effect.
the question was going to be, what were you trying to get a really realistic view of the way you were portraying the drug culture in your film?
I just knew when they were hanging out over the day, they had to do something, and most people like just hang and like smoke a little bit, you know. What I'm talking about?
Yeah, you guys talk about it. Tell me.
I guess it's showing how people can cope with life sometimes, you know. You can say it's a drug or it's a vice. It's whatever your thing is, how you deal with your depression or your sadness. And my character chose marijuana to help him deal with his life experiences and his day.
And I told at the world premiere today, for me, the saddest scene is when you put in a gas mask, and I leaned back. You were sitting behind me, and I leaned back and said, Michael, this is the saddest scene in the film, because you just see when you put in that mask,
feeling
that,
it,
that
man.
mask is like you're trying to forget something,
Right.
bad stuff you can't forget.
Right. I agree.
My man.
Thank you, sir.
It was a spectacular performance.
Thank you.
All three.
Really, oh my gosh, yeah.
Everybody, definitely.
Incredible. I would
Kowalski.
would never think that you were non-actors. Have you guys have agents hit you up yet?
Shit.
Not
Brand
yet,
new. The
but
brand new.
It's happening. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Process.
Yes.
So, as your first feature, what is coming up next for you?
Yeah, I'm writing right now. Basically, yeah, just writing scripts. Yeah.
All right. Anything that you can talk about or no?
I'm gonna follow Spike.
Is that
Right.
that's
Until it happens.
I'm learning here, you know.
D&D, deaf and dumb.
I get it.
Right.
What was it like for you guys coming together as non-actors
Right.
and then becoming friends? Did you actually become friends?
We
What-
did. We still communicate to this day,
Yeah.
beyond the film.
Because we didn't meet each other at all till we hit the set.
Right.
You know, and we introduced ourselves to each other. We had already knew what the script was about, so it did have a little tension there with me and him, because I was into the
Well,
character.
Right.
I think it
So-
made it better though that we all came from a similar background as far as being non-professional actors at the time.
Right.
Yeah. It's like when you first meet someone, it usually takes a little while to get used to them. And I didn't meet Zurich, so like the only thing I knew from him was the script, and I was like, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
Right.
I
But
think
that's
so.
how, yeah, that's how it was. So and then as the film developed, we kind of tables turned and we developed.
Definitely.
Yes.
Just lastly, if you had, and anybody can answer this question really, but anybody, if you had unlimited resources and anything was possible, what would you want to change or alter about the world?
Peace.
Yeah.
Definitely.
People
Peace.
looking out for each other, serving each other, you know, and that's what I would, you know, we're here for each other. It would be a better world if we were considerate, thought about each other, you know, not so self-centered.
Definitely. Love for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Conquers all.
Yeah.
Love conquers all. Anything from you, Spike?
They said it all.
Perfect. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Glad you enjoyed the film.